It's 2019, and almost every walk of life you will generally come across a gay person. Of course, there are issues for gay people that are documented. People do suffer homophobia, and there are people out there that have issues with it, whether it be religious or personal, for whatever reason. But it is 2019, and generally speaking, we do have a certain level of equality, certainly in this country, and quite rightly so. I am the father of a gay man, and I'm proud of my son as much as I'm proud of my straight son. I see no issue with it, and so I've kind of, I guess we've been quite lucky in that my son hasn't come across any real homophobia. It's certainly not in the workplace and not locally where we live. But I'm not gonna lie, when I first found out, I was surprised, number one, and then I guess my instant reaction was, what are people gonna think about me? Right? Why would that matter? Why would it matter what people think about me? It's nothing to do with me. It's my son, and I loved him before he came out as gay, and I still love him to this day. And I actually love his partner as well. His partner's a fantastic lad. Anyway, I'm going off track. So, in 2019, where there is a level of equality and certainly legislation around equality, isn't it strange and sad that a professional footballer is having to make such a grandstand process about coming out? So, if you're not aware, you'll see the tweet at the start of this video. There is a young guy, plays in the Championship, who is coming out as gay and as a proud gay man. But in order to do that, he's having to almost prepare the world of football for it coming out, I guess. So, quite rightly so, his manager and his chairman of the club that he's at have been absolutely supportive and have guaranteed the player that it would have no impact on his position in the squad, his position in the team, and his standing within the overall club environment. And quite rightly so. You should expect that. But the fact that he's had to go to them and speak to them about his sexuality says so much more about football than it does about being gay. I can't imagine one of my workers coming to me and saying, Lee, listen, I need to come out and tell you that I'm gay, and have to question whether that would make any impact on their career. But that's exactly what's happening in the world today, in 2019, for a young professional footballer. So I just find it really not just interesting, but sad and interesting as well. Now, having seen the tweets to that account, overridingly, the amount of positive comments and feedback that guy is receiving is commendable, absolutely commendable. And I think all those people that have tweeted support to them, good for you, But it shouldn't have to be like that, really. But, it is what it is. This guy would probably be the very first openly gay footballer in the league. We've obviously had other footballers come out after they've retired and so on and so forth. But in this day and age, as we look at our football teams playing now, you cannot name one openly gay footballer. Well, I can't anyway. So this would be almost I'm guessing a first. So a big deal. Now, knowing the abuse that Brighton supporters get from other supporters, because Brighton has a large gay population, and let's be clear, so does Bournemouth, so do most towns, okay? But because they get a lot of abuse from that, that I guess is one of the reasons why it's difficult for a player to come out. As football fans, we do whatever we can to put off the opposition. So we shout obscenities at them, we mock them, and so on. And to a certain extent, you know, banter is always part of football. But I stress banter, you know, homophobic abuse, racist abuse, and that kind of thing is not acceptable in this day and age, in a game that so many people enjoy. But undoubtedly, this footballer, whilst being a pioneer, and hopefully will allow other gay footballers to come out and feel comfortable and confident about the situation, undoubtedly they are going to face some kind of backlash from us as football fans. So I guess my message really, and the reason why I'm talking about this, is to kind of say, well, look, there is going to be some kind of banter, but us as football fans have a responsibility to the wider community, not just to that footballer, whether he's at a club that's your main opposition or whatever, or your main rivals. We still have a responsibility to make sure that that doesn't go the wrong way. So I can't determine what is and isn't acceptable. That's not for me. Each to his own. But me personally, I wouldn't even be making a comment about it, about any footballer. You know, I'm a proud Tottenham supporter, but if a West Ham player or an Arsenal player or a Chelsea player came out as gay, I would like to think that I would not use that as a slur in that manner. You know, I would still like to think that I can banter those players about their club, about their ability, rather than their sexuality. And I think this is something we need to think about, because let's be honest, the majority of us as football fans in normal walks of life have absolutely no issue with our gay colleagues, with our gay children, with our gay relatives, with our gay friends. We have no issue with it. So just walking through the gates at a football ground does not then make it okay to give that person homophobic abuse. So, number one, I commend the player for coming out. Good luck to you. I hope you are the first of many that are able to live their lives openly without fear of being treated differently. And number two, I hope that us as the football community, as football fans, can actually just move on and accept it without making a big deal about it, without this guy having to think about how his family might feel watching him play football. And I hope that he goes on to have a successful career, unless he's playing against Tottenham, when I hope he has a stinker. But football rivalries aside, I just hope that as a football family we think about this and we look out for these players who deserve as much support as any other who are thinking about up at Spurs.